ADUs, you know, if we follow the best part about ADU is that your maximum square footage is 12. Okay, there are ADUs that you build actually going to be more valuable.
Good morning or almost afternoon, everybody. My name is Edward.
Today's information that I share will help you guys and also help the buyers that you guys are helping as well. I want to start off with the difference between ADU and junior ADU. The main differences between ADUs and junior ADUs. So ADUs, you know, if we follow California Building Code, the maximum square footage is 1,200, you know, for the most city. Okay, there are some cities that are limited to square footage, but state law is 1,200. There are some cities that actually allow you to build over 1,200 square feet. Very few of those cities are allowed us to do that, but again, this is the general guideline. ADU usually in maximum square feet is 1,200. Now, what are some of the main requirements when it comes to ADU is that in order for it to be an ADU, whether if it's, as you can see, the ADU is detached to the house, it can also be attached to the house. But what makes ADU an ADU is that the ADU has to have a individual entry. So it has to be a separate unit, okay? You cannot share the same entry as the main dwelling. Okay, that's the number one requirement. Number two, you know, you're not required to provide parking. Okay, let's say I bought a land here in Temple City. If let's say it's an R2 zone, it only has a single family home. I want to rezone the property to build 2 units there. If you're building a single family home, you're required to provide parking. Okay, if you're building a multiple unit, you'll require more parking. The best part about ADU is that you're not required to have parking. You know, I'm sure you guys heard of some people, they convert their existing garage into another unit for rent out or for more space for the family. Whatever it is, you're not required to have parking. However, you are required to have an individual kitchen. Okay, so to make it a proper living space for whoever is living in there, by code, the people who are living in there has to be able to cook, clean, provide food. So you need to have a sink, you need to have a full kitchen. Okay, you also are required to have you're also required to have bathrooms. That's one of the requirements. Okay, and that's pretty much the general rule of thumb when it comes to what makes an ADU an ADU. Pretty much a single family home, but you're not allowed to go over 1,200 square feet.
Is there a bedroom count? Can you have 3 bedrooms, or are you allowed only 2, or is there anything restricting on that?
That's a very good question. Now, when it comes to California Building Code, there is no requirement whether if it's minimum how many rooms you have to have or maximum how many rooms you can only have. However, different city, they have different requirements. Here, over here in St. Gabriel City, you're only allowed 2 bedroom. And you're not allowed to build over 1,200 square feet. You're capped at 1,000. In the city of Arcadia, you know, you're allowed to build 1,000 square feet. But after all these applications that we have turned in, we found out that, you know, 800 is usually what we can get out of an ADU in Arcadia. If we want to go over 800, there are very, very little lots the city are going to allow you to build. Here in Temple City, you're allowed to build up to 1,000 square feet, but I think there's no limit, or usually you do 3 bedroom for 1,000 square feet. That's pretty much the max.
My question was, once you put in the kitchen, is it easy to get separate meters, and can you change the address like 312 and?
That's a very, very good question. That's actually one of the most common questions that we get. When it comes to a ADU, you know, yes, you are allowed to have separate meters. That includes gas meter, that includes water meter, that includes, you know, your electric meter. However, different city, because of the utility supply company, they might have different play rule. Okay, we have done so many projects here in Southern California, so we know some of these cities you're not allowed to have separate meter. West Covina is one of the cities that you're not allowed to have separate meters. Matter of fact, they don't even provide a different address when it comes to your ADU. But in Rosemead, you know, in the cities around San Gabriel Valley, you're allowed to have separate meters, and different city depending on how they name their units, some will be unit A, B, C, some will, you will get a completely different number. At the end of the day, it's up to the city how they want to organize these ADU. Okay, so I'm gonna jump into junior ADUs. Junior ADUs are just like an ADU, okay? You're also required to have an individual entry, okay? Parking is not required. And when it comes to the kitchen and bathroom, you're not required to have them, but you need to have access to them. Okay, so if the junior ADU doesn't have the kitchen in there, you gotta have a doorway inside to get into the kitchen that gets shared inside with the main dwelling. Same thing with the bathroom. But you're not limited. You're allowed to have a kitchen. You're allowed to have a separate bathroom. Okay, but you're capped out at 500 square feet. For most city around here, you're allowed to build a ADU and a junior ADU together. Okay, matter of fact, we just finished a project in West Covina that it's soon going to be one of our showroom, and we have transformed a 3-bedroom, 2-bath main dwelling into a 9-bedroom, 7-bath lot. The most common question is usually, can I build an ADU here? That's the most common question when we get when we get these inquiring phone calls. But usually it's how big, how many rooms, you know, because a lot of time, you know, they're looking into ADU as, hey, we're trying to do development, we're trying to increase the property value. So those are the two common questions. Yes.
I would assume that you still have to go to the city and get permits.
Correct.
So the other question is, are you required to follow the normal setback rules for a dwelling?
Normal setback rule meaning 4 or 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so a general rule of thumb, and when I say general rule of thumb is California Building Code. Okay, when it comes to your proper setback, which is 4 feet to your side property line, 4 feet to your rear property line. Okay, and usually for most main dwelling, it's 20 to 25 feet for the main dwelling. For ADU, yes, you are required to follow the proper setback, which is 4 feet around. And some city between dwellings, meaning that let's say you have a main house, you have a huge backyard, you want to build your ADU in the backyard, it's usually 6 feet to 10 feet, depending on the city and the lot.
If you're converting a garage and it is okay as a garage because it's pre-existing, are you allowed to turn that into an ADU even though it doesn't have the proper setback?
I see what you mean. That's actually a very, very good question. So Jerry asked, you know, if my garage, we call it a non-conforming, meaning that you go out to your garage, you get your tape measure, and there's only 2 feet to the wall.
Or it's right on the property.
Or it's right on the property. Sometimes you see these houses that are old, they're pretty much on the neighbor's property. You know, we've seen them here. If I convert that into a junior ADU or ADU, do I have to follow the proper setback? Most of the time, you don't need to change if you're not touching the structure. Let's say you want to, okay, my garage is small. It's only 2 car. I have space in the back. I want to push out the back wall to get a little bit more room. Now, in some city, if you're trying to change the structure of the original dwelling, now you have to follow the new sets of rules. Okay, but if you're converting, a lot of time they don't require. But again, that still comes down to the city.
Are you allowed to do a second story
You are allowed to do second story.
on top of the garage?
Yes, yes. However, setback is one, and different city has different requirement. In Rosemead, in Alhambra, or all of the county jurisdiction properties, you're allowed to have 2-story ADUs. Here in Temple City, you can't. St. Gabriel, you can't. Arcadia, you cannot. Part of Pasadena, you're allowed to, but it has to be county jurisdiction. Yes. So this is a very good question, because when it comes to property that's on county, that's a county property, those lots, if they're big enough, they should worth more, because more development are going to be allowed. So when it comes to permitting, you know, that is usually from our company, if it's around these cities that we work with, a general rule of thumb, it's 4 to 6 months. That's usually a general rule of thumb that we're confident that if the project is not too complicated, we can obtain the permit, you know, within 6 months. Now, construction, again, you know, we should expect anywhere from a 6 to 8 month from break ground all the way to turnkey. But all of these timeline, a lot of time, based on how complicated the project is.
And follow up on that, what cities do you find are more difficult than average to work with in the greater San Diego Valley?
Okay. Yeah. Duarte is actually not too bad. El Monte is one. El Monte is definitely one of the city that certainly has a lot of rules. San Marino is another one. Yeah, San Marino is another one. However, you know, when ADU first got pushed out, you know, a lot of cities are against it. But now that so many ADU are already built, a lot of the city official, the councilor, they start seeing the benefit of the ADU. So this is why they start being more strict on these code. You want these cities to be strict on these code because the ADU that you build actually going to be more valuable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay.